The Palestinian Ministry of Health said that dozens of cancer patients are in dire need of treatment outside the Gaza border, amounting to about 35% of patients of the hospital as they are trapped within the Gaza border.
Meanwhile, the Israeli occupation forces are putting up an unjustified restriction as the hospital is suffering a shortage of medical supplies, increasing the suffering of cancer patients in the hospital as they are waiting to be allowed treatment outside of Gaza. More details with our correspondent from Gaza, Nardine Faris.
Dozens of cancer patients lie in this hospital who are in dire need of treatment outside the borders of Gaza. But the Israeli occupation, which has besieged the Gaza Strip for more than 10 years, is today putting up an unjustified restrictions that increase their suffering. According to the Ministry of Health, about 35% of cancer patients, they are waiting for the occupation to allow them to leave for treatment outside Gaza. The child Alma suffers from the blood cancer. We hope that if the treatment is available in the Gaza Strip, we will not have to go through the Israeli difficulties of preventing us from traveling and waiting for entry permit for treatment abroad. Sometimes the patient is accepted and the escort is refused, and this increases the difficulty of the situation. We requested from the Israeli occupation an entry permit for treatment abroad about a month ago, but so far it's under study, and the delaying for approval will negatively affect the deterioration of the patient's health condition. Between the crying of the children and the pain of the adults, the departments here suffer from a shortage. About 60% of the medicines and treatments protocols for cancer patients, which is a dangerous indicator for the chances of their treatment. So the continuation of the Israeli siege on the Gaza Strip has caused a shortage of these medicines, and unjustified restrictions have been placed on patients who needed treatment in specialized centers, which has caused the death of many of them.
Preventing cancer patients of treatment by the Israeli occupation forces in Gaza Strip is a serious violation of international humanitarian law and human rights. The international community is immediately required to compel Israel to allow entering medical supplies and open the crossing for cancer patients to receive treatment abroad.
About 50 to 60 of cancer patients need treatment outside the Gaza Strip, especially to receive radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and atomic scanning, which are not available in Gaza. But the Israeli blockade continues to close the crossing and prevent patients from traveling for treatment. The Ministry of Health called on all international and local humanitarian, health, and relief institutions to follow up the health sector, to take urgent action to reduce the crisis and end suffering of Gaza Strip patients. Here, among the corridors of hospitals, the crisis is increasing, and the situation warns of a humanitarian catastrophe of patient lives in the Gaza Strip. For KTV2, this is Nardine Faris, Gaza, Palestine.